President Bola Tinubu calls for framework that benefits communities hosting critical minerals at the G20 summit in South Africa. Attack on learning institutions. Niger State government announces closure of schools. And 2025 Africa Women Congress ends in Ghana, pledges commitment to vulnerable women and children through mentorship. Hello and welcome to the late evening news on NTA News 24. We are live in Abuja. I am Frama Pani. You've heard the headlines, and now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has called for a global framework that benefits communities hosting critical mineral in Nigeria and Africa, ensuring value addition at the source. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, he made the call at the third session of the 2025 G20 Leaders Summit held at Johannesburg Expo Center in South Africa. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
The demands are coming just as Nigeria also backed the creation of global ethical standards for artificial intelligence aimed at accelerating development across the world, highlighting that for Nigeria and Africa, critical minerals are more than natural deposits as they hold the promise of industrial transformation for the continent. The Nigerian leader stressed that while the possession of resources alone does not guarantee prosperity, relevant authorities must ensure that the extraction and trade of critical minerals are governed by fairness, transparency, and accountability.
Africa cannot realize the positive paradigm shift we seek in its development trajectory without a collective resolve of the G20. Together, we must confront the persistent regional challenges before us, most notably the urgent need for sustainable financing to ensure effective implementation of our developmental priorities.
The Nigerian leader further stated that as the world advances through green and digital transitions, progress must remain people-centered. On artificial intelligence, the president was emphatic on the task before G20 leaders, development partners and governments to ensure that AI remains a servant of humanity, not a force that reshapes society at the expense of those it ought to uplift, urging G20 leaders and partners to build a future where Africa is not merely a supplier of raw materials, but a continent of value creation, innovation and dignity in work.
Nigeria has in recent times demonstrated its readiness for both foreign direct and portfolio investments. This progress is driven in part by the fiscal policies introduced by the present administration, all aimed at enhancing the ease of doing business in Nigeria. We are committed to establishing 1,000 active businesses in each ward in Nigeria, with a clear objective of stimulating our local economy through grassroots empowerment, skills acquisition, and job creation.
Nigeria also asked world leaders to come up with a more equitable and responsive system to manage global financial flows and address the recurring debt crisis in a manner that meets the needs of all nations. Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
The federal government's decision to temporarily hold academic activities in 41 unity schools due to insecurity has attracted the attention of some stakeholders at the 2025 Barewa College annual lecture held in Abuja. Sailuhu Abdullahi Gwanara reports that they identify poverty, unemployment and ignorance as what is driving many to indulge into criminality, undermining federal government's sustained efforts in secondary education.
It is on record that Barewa College has produced 5 heads of Nigerian government and 29 state governors, amongst other top leadership positions across the country. In keeping the leadership spirit alive, old boys of the college have converged on Abuja to share ideas on more innovative ways to sustain the legacy of basic standard education across the country without hindrance.
We have troops, we have soldiers, we have police, we have others. What do you do with them? You have to prepare them in such a way that they will be able to handle the situation. And those are the things that I think we should now pay attention to.
I have a feeling that there shouldn't be a panic. What we need to do is not to hurry up closing down schools, but to hurry up fortifying them against the kind of invasion that we have witnessed. And we hope that the government will succeed in overcoming the unfortunate situation.
The common thing that connects everybody is still the same. And the experiences you build and share with your fellow countrymen is what helps you to build the nation. Even the European countries went through that.
Children's education are being cut like this. We feel education will not be the best out of it. And we pray this will stop. And all of us must push hands together to ensure that this insecurity is brought and stopped.
I am from Kogi State. I schooled in Zaria. My best friend is from Daura. I would never have met him if I didn't go to that school.
There was a lecture on leadership and legacies shaping the future through influence and impact. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Niger State government has ordered the immediate closure of all public and private basic and secondary schools across the 25 local government areas of the state. Governor Muhammad Umaru Bagu issued the order following a stakeholder security briefing in Mina. Husseina Mahsa reports.
The recent kidnap of pupils, students and teachers of St. Mary Catholic Primary and Secondary School, Papiri, in Agore local government area has necessitated decisive measure to forestall another incident. While the Niger State government, security operatives and stakeholders are leaving no stone unturned to ensure the safe return of the children and others in captivity, Governor Muhammad Umar Bagu says stringent measures will be taken to protect the lives and livelihoods of the citizens.
These incidents will have been avoided. However, it's not a time for blame game. Our mission today is to see how we can rescue these children and all those that have been kidnapped in that incident. As such, in this decision, the stakeholders today have decided to close all schools in Niger State. Private, primary and secondary schools, missionary schools, Islamic schools.
Similarly, all tertiary institutions situated in Niger North Senatorial District and those located in volatile areas of Niger East Senatorial District are also directed to close with immediate effect. Emena Hussein Musa, NTA News.
And in the meantime, the Federal Ministry of Education has staunchly refuted general stories currently circulating on social media platforms alleging that schools nationwide have been directed to close from 24th November 2025. The ministry, in a statement by its Director of Press and Public Relations, Folashade Boriowo, describes it as misleading, maintaining it did not originate from federal government, the Federal Ministry of Education, or any recognized security agency. The statement also advises the public to rely strictly on verified information issued through the following official channels of the federal government, the Federal Ministry of Education, state government, state ministries of education, and recognized security agencies. Boriowo further says, any announcement, advisory, or notice coming from unofficial or unverified sources should be ignored and not shared. Still talking security, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has disclosed that the high-level federal government delegation to the United States of America, led by the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, is intensely addressing misleading narratives suggesting religious persecution in Nigeria. In a statement by the Special Assistant Media, Rabiu Ibrahim, The minister explained that the high-powered Nigerian delegation currently in the United States has met with U.S. Secretary of War, members of the U.S. Congress, officials of the State Department and other American stakeholders, and has availed evidence-based information about Nigeria's security challenges and provide detailed briefings on counter-terrorism operations, interagency security coordination, and efforts to protect all Nigerian citizens regardless of faith or ethnicity. The minister said the engagement is crucial for correcting misconceptions that have been amplified during recent congressional discussions and advocacy campaigns. The minister added the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu views the situation with utmost seriousness and has not only strengthened Nigeria's internal security architecture but also expanded international cooperation to support counter-terrorism and intelligence operation. He said the mission of the delegation underscores the determination of the government of President Tinubu to defend Nigeria's reputation and ensure that foreign partners anchor their decisions on verified information, not one-sided narratives. He emphasized that Nigeria's relationship with the United States remains strong and that these engagements demonstrate the openness of the Tinubu administration to dialogue, partnership, and transparency. Minister Idris urged Nigerians to remain calm and assured the public that the government will continue to confront insecurity while also engaging the international community to ensure that Nigeria is accurately represented on the global stage. Now, Kano State Commissioner of Police Ibrahim Adamu Bakori has directed operatives on border security at Shanonu and Sangwaya to intensify vigilance, reinforce professionalism, and sustain pressure on criminal networks undermining peace in the area. The police commissioner gave the directive while on a priority security tour of the affected local government areas. Elizabeth Yela reports.
The Commissioner's visit to the border local government areas of Shanonu and Sanyawa comes amid renewed security concerns following incidents of abduction and cattle rustling believed to be carried out by migrating bandits from neighboring states. The tour follows the recent reinforcement of personnel, patrol units, and operational equipment aimed at boosting security presence and closing gaps exploited by criminal elements. During the inspection, CP Bakwari assessed the operational readiness of officers on the ground and commended the unwavering commitment of the Joint Task Force working across the affected communities.
Last month, the situation, as you all are aware, is not what it is today. People have deserted their homes, their villages, and now they are back to their villages. And the security has improved. So those who are not back, they should come back.
CP Bakuru expressed gratitude to the state government, local government chairmen, and community leaders for their ongoing support, emphasizing that strong community cooperation remains central to sustaining peace and stability. The Commissioner further assured residents of the command's firm dedication to their safety, urging them to promptly report any suspicious movement and continue collaborating with security agencies. In Kano, Elizabeth Yilalamido, NT News.
And Conference of Parties COP30 ends in Belém, Brazil, with a global climate agenda that sets out $1 trillion investment pipeline for power grids and energy storage and a commitment to quadruple sustainable fuels by 2035, with developing countries now leading the push for industrial decarbonization. Charles Alpha reports on the key resolutions adopted at COP30.
COP29 and COP30 presidencies, together with the climate high-level champions, worked hand in hand to deliver a COP30 focused on implementation. Over the past 2 weeks, the conference highlighted how climate action is accelerating across key systems, from energy and transport to food and health, and from industry and finance to land, ocean, and education, with clear benefits for people and nature.
We have to be humble enough and realistic enough to know there are still many things to be done. We're almost there, but we have to do much more.
Real-world climate actions, including a $1 trillion investment pipeline for clean energy and a global plan to quadruple sustainable fuels stood out among the key outcomes. National climate plans are being updated with a sharp focus on raising ambition, scaling up climate action, and phasing down fossil fuels.
With countries like Nigeria against the tax on fossil fuel, there is now no mention of it or a phase-out wrap-up. This is because a revised draft removed all language on transitioning away from coal, gas, and oil. And this is against the global started back in Dubai, where a commitment to shift away from fossil fuels to renewable energy was made.
As Nigeria and as an oil-producing nation, because we feel that will hamper both social as well as economical development of our country, so we stood against it.
Adaptation finance is expected to triple by 2025, responding to growing needs for funding to protect communities from climate impacts. The conference reinforced the need for measurable results for people, economies, and the planet, with a commitment to practical solutions that cut emission and build resilience. These outcomes underline the continued global efforts to tackle climate change and strengthen international cooperation. In Belém, Brazil, Charles Alpha, NTA News.
This is the late evening news on NTA News 24. We take a short break now. More news right after.
Furniture's legendary final sale of the year is here. This festive season, enjoy extra savings on luxury and comfortable sofa sets, modern and functional dining sets, sophisticated and smart bed sets, and our royal collections. Classy, premium, and truly exclusive. Shop 10 million Naira and receive a complimentary Daisy tea set. Spend 15 million and take home a 65-inch smart TV. Go higher at 20 million and experience unmatched comfort with our exclusive massage chair. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online. It's big, it's bold, it's unforgettable. It's Baffy Furniture's legendary final sale of the year.
And the National Productivity Order of Merit Award goes to...
The only tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the federal government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness, great quality, and great taste. So eat healthy to live longer. Use Arisco tomato paste and products. 100% natural tomato. Better food now. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now, 3 lives were lost, with property estimated at over 30 million naira destroyed in a gas plant explosion at Idi Iroko, Onara local government area of Oyo State. Kende Omolosho was at the scene of the incident to find out the cause of the explosion.
The explosion was said to have occurred while a gas tanker loaded with 15 tons of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, was transferring its contents to the gas plant. The explosion, which was without fire outbreak, however damaged buildings in the community, with human parts scattered around. It was, however, surprising that the gas tanker was not affected by the explosion.
When they are able to fill the gas finish, the cylinder is hot, and he told them that this thing is hot and this thing is not supposed to hot, it's supposed to be cold. So when he told them that let me pour water on the cylinder, he turned back to carry water and poured it. Suddenly everywhere just exploded.
We came out to see the extent of the damage. On getting here, we found out that the boy in question that owned the station of that gas, he has died. And at the entrance of my street there, we found a leg. 2 other persons was broken into pieces.
Adeyinka Amos and Rotimi Fasenya's houses were affected by the explosion. They are, however, thankful for being alive.
I was sitting in my house eating dinner when I heard the loud sound. I quickly ran out of the house to save my life.
Actually, when they first brought the gas, I kicked against it. And people in the environment, the co-landlord, they also joined me to kick against it. Planting a gas in this kind of environment is very, very dangerous to our heads, even to this community.
The appeal is for relevant agencies to monitor the siting and operation of gas plants to prevent future occurrence. Kehinde Omolosho, NTA News.
Now, co-convener of the Africa Women Conference, Dr. Jomai Amadou, says the movement is already yielding results, amplifying voices for gender inclusion across African nations and restoring hope for hundreds of vulnerable women and children through mentorship, business support, and leadership development initiatives. Dr. Amadou spoke as activities wrapped up at the 2025 Africa Women Conference in Accra, Ghana. Olushaya Diabo reports.
Africa Women Conference Ghana 2025 held under the theme Legacy Meets Innovation, Women Forging New Pathways for Africa's Sustainable Development, reviewed progress recorded across the continent in advancing inclusion and protecting the rights of children, especially the girl child.
The women and leaders of Africa have sacrificed. As children, we are grateful.
One of the standout voices was Queen Aisha Thalao, the Little Miss Kogi, whose message resonated deeply at the conference.
A message to women and girls out there that they should keep trying their best. So believe in yourself. Know that you have the courage, the power to do something.
Key resolutions adopted by delegates include increased investment in girls' education and STEM, expanding the use of technology to resolve local challenges, stronger advocacy for policies that uplift women across Africa.
We have demonstrated that all our conferences, each time we leave, in less than 6 weeks of the conference, we start actionable steps that will enable us to have tangible results. Came to Zambia last year, we talked about the AWC Technology Hub, and 100 women from across 39 African countries are currently undergoing this program online. So for us at AWC, we always go beyond just having a conference to ensure that when we come back the next year, we give account.
So seeing the women who are older than us, being in politics, in governance, in the corporate world, standing up for the women and also the girl child, right? It has reinforced and, re-energized my confidence as a young girl.
I also particularly like the young lady from Nigeria who has lobbied for more women to be in parliament. And I think that is a phenomenal initiative which is needed Africa-wide.
All those gender myths that were thrown up, we have to come out and advocate, lobby our gender-friendly brothers and sisters. We are not competing, we are only complementing.
We interact with a lot of African women. Apart from even the interaction, a lot of networking.
Delegates there highlighted their gains and renewed their commitments to turning the 2025 AWC resolutions into measurable outcomes, advancing the cause of gender equality to a desired level of excellence. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
For decades, internal rifts within Nigerian communities have occasionally hampered collective progress on national development. In Abuja, a counter-narrative has emerged at the 11th edition of the One Ummah Peace and Unity Convention, where hundreds of Islamic scholars have convened to forge a united front, not just for faith, but for the nation. Shehu Mohammed Eti reports.
The true measure of a nation's strength often lies in its internal harmony. These are scholars representing diverse Islamic traditions with a single mission under the theme, the role of knowledge in building faith and empowering lives. The convention is a watershed moment, not trivializing differences, but prioritizing a common destiny. The message at the convention is a commitment to peace education and a vigorous campaign against all forms of extremism.
the Muslims who have been the greater casualties of, or the greater victims of insurgency in our nation, unfortunately, we suffered two tragedies. There is the tragedy of insurgency, and there is also the tragedy of global neglect. Because as victims, they are not articulate enough to narrate their pain and their suffering.
The dialogue was intensive, with a key resolution centered on integrating traditional and Islamic leadership structures with modern governance to enhance grassroots security and prevent radicalization in response to the enduring challenge of insecurity in the Northwest and Northeast.
Where a Muslim holding on to his religion will be like holding a hot coal, a burning coal. And this is obviously the time that we are witnessing today. Muslims are being attacked. Islam is being attacked day in, day out. Muslims are the victims in so many places, but unfortunately they are being blamed. Many marriages break, not because of infidelity, but because of emotional invisibility. A wife speaks, a husband nods, but he doesn't listen. A husband opens up, the wife interrupts or dismisses.
Delegates expressed cautious optimism, acknowledging that through unity requires sustained effort beyond the conference. In Abuja, Show Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
As our report concludes the news tonight, thanks for being a part of it. Have a good night.